Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another month, another edition here of the Platinum StarCraft League, the Platinum Heroes SC2 Tour, Season 22 Cup, Season 2022 Cup number 2. We're here, we are back with another month, another edition here of our monthly tournament. Again, this event is a little bit restricted. It is restricted to those that are either 3K on a league or below, so it is a bit of a restricted event. It does give the opportunity for up and coming players to thrive and to battle on against each other. No longer are we going to have Hero claiming the win, as Hero, he has won every tournament this week. He won every tournament last week, I should say. He's been claiming it all, but now we can embrace and enjoy some ZvP. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the orange Zerg player. We have the orange Zerg representing Stanley Balls. It is a GgMaChine. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing Team Quasar. It is Art. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Platinum hit StarCraft. PHSC, Platinum Heroes StarCraft. I was also going to say StarCraft League, but I believe it is the Platinum Heroes SC2 Tour. SC2 Tour. But let's go. We are here, we are back, and again, we do have our initial PVZ. If you're in the chat, exclamation mark be in the chat. Have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked. We have plenty of matches going on here, plenty of competitive players as well. Players like GgMaChine, Art, Creator as well, Geralt, Young Yakov, Hormono, Cristiano, Nickrat, Percival, Shameless, and many more. A very strong, very competitive bracket is available here for us, and we are jumping into our first series here and now. Shout out to Steadfast. I believe Steadfast is covering I think he's going to be covering the Hormono series over on his own channel. So we have multiple coverage or multiple streams going on, multiple broadcasts or multiple matches being broadcasted here for the event. Here we go. Likewise, a shout out to Ladder Legends. Ladder Legends, they are also sponsoring the main event. So they have added to the prize pool, sponsoring to the event. So big shout out to Ladder Legends. I know they've been putting their sponsoring and supporting a bunch of different events to, of course, spread the word and spread their service, I should say. Even hosting a masterclass with Big Gabe. Big Gabe's masterclass is going to be, I believe, next week, if not a couple of weeks' time. So big news there. And again, if you want to take part, if you want to fall under the tutelage of Hero Marine, then you can do so via that Ladder Legends masterclass. Otherwise, let's go. Otherwise, we are jumping into our fresh series. So far, standard opener, we do have our Stargate opener out of Art. Likewise, GgMaChine going for a hatch gas pool. Oh boy, again, GgMaChine, he is more of an, I was going to say up-and-comer. He's been around for a while, but recently he has been getting better and better results. GgMaChine, he's been rising through the ranks amongst the European region over the past year of play, to the point where now I would say that the line has been blurred between his play and Young Yakov. Previously, I would say that Wayne and Young Yakov, they were kind of in the upper echelons of European Zerg, just below Lambo. But GgMaChine, now I want to say he does threaten those players, or now he's among Young Yakov and Wayne. He has improved that much to the point where he does trade, he does go blow for blow with those kind of caliber players. At the same time, Art has been an animal, specifically in PvP. Let me just quickly double check, actually, because we've been, of course, covering all the matches, all the results as of late, but Art, he's had some crazy upsets in PvP. It's been wild. Let's have a look. Was it Creator? No, he beat a couple of Korean Protoss players, which was wild. I believe during the Team League. He took down Big Gabe, true. Took down Gabe recently. Took down Shameless. Was it Showtime? Did he bring Showtime? I think it was Showtime. Yeah. There was like 2 or 3 like big Protoss players that he beat recently in the Wooded TV Team League. He's been crazy. But again, I just specify that it's been PvP where he's been popping off. I will see how he compares to GgMaChine. So far, does move out with the double Oracle, does claim his third base. We have a standard follow-up timing here of Twilight Council and Forge. I say standard, actually, this is a little bit earlier than normal, a little bit faster here when it comes to the timing. Oracles, they poke in, they get 3 drone kills. Based on the early timing, it's looking like potentially early +1 in charge instead of blink. Meanwhile, Adepts, they do shade in, they catch a couple of extra workers here. 5 drones going to be going down. Nice harass out of Art. So far, so good. Oracles, they poke in as well. But so far, GgMaChine, he's able to keep up. Still 5 drones though. Those are some hefty losses early on. Meanwhile, ooh, never mind. +1 in blink. Okay, so we're going for a standard follow-up here. I will still stand by that these tech structures are a little bit earlier than normal, than we would expect to be seeing. So there's going to be a bit of an earlier timing available with blink. We do have the gateway explosion getting up to 5 gateways, but we'll keep an eye on the gateway count to see if we commit into a 3-base all-in. Again, because of the earlier timing and not ruling out an 8 gate. Ooh, that's a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel. Ay. 5 drone kills and the expansion. That should not have happened. Massive loss for the machine. Yeah, massive loss for our Zerg player. Behind this, attempting to go into Link Bane Hydra. Baneless, of course, is now done. Building up into Link Bane Hydra. I believe that's still our 6 gate setup here. So 6 gateways are finishing up. We're looking for gases. If gases are taken, that's indicative of further tech. If gases aren't taken, then we can set up a proxy across the map. So eyes are on Art. So blink is almost done. Starting to be active. And he's taking. Okay, Templar Archives and extra gases we are taking up into Storm. So Art is not going for an all-in. I wouldn't blame him just because Art... I wouldn't blame it if he did go for an all-in just because he does have momentum. After killing the expansion... He's in a solid position. Now poking onto creep, has to be careful. Ideally, GgMaChine, he wants to lure him in. Nice stand on the Overlord. Overlord does go down. Lings, they come in from behind, they do catch one of the Stalkers. Blink is done. Ooh, does blink away. Does manage to blink away. There are 3 Oracles to support. Massive stasis on the Queens. Very nice, and the Lings roll on their own. Yeah, Lings get called out. Who catches who? Oh my god, forced to recall, but that he will still lose both Stalkers. Ay. Yeah, rough position for Art, and he has to get the hell out of here. Again, he was tempted to dive on the Queens, but again, the Lings, they still do threaten us around. And Art, he has to respect it, he has to pull away. GgMaChine, he has not been droning. You can see the 4th base, no saturation just for Larva. Cutting workers at 66, 3-base saturation. Catching out a couple of Stalkers, not bad too. Yeah, 2 Stalkers go down to GgMaChine. He does reinforce across the map. He rallies, he commits. Yeah, it's all or nothing here for the Zerg player. Behind this, we're now reacting with cannons and shield batteries. This is so late. It's just such a late reaction. Baits out one of the stasis traps, so does kill the other. Lings, they rally on in. Stasis trap is going to get baited out though on only a handful of Lings. Oh, never mind. There we go. Does connect. Does get triggered. Bailey's able to waddle into the mineral line. No reaction. No! No reaction. Annihilates the mineral line. More Lings are rallying in. Storm is still just now finishing up. But no, it gets sniped. The High Templar goes down. 0 storms. And GgMaChine has done it. He has broken Art. GG gets... GgMaChine. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew. Again, GG well played. GgMaChine does claim the first game here. Winding it back, Art had a good start. He was killing drones. He was killing 5 workers. He killed the 4th base as well, but he didn't recognize there was no droning. Unfortunately, despite the pressure he was applying, he wasn't able to check the saturation at the 4th base. As we tried to point out, 0 workers, 0 drones, no saturation, 3-base all-in out of GgMaChine. He was committing with pure Ling and Bane Hydra, and Art didn't recognize how much danger he was in, which is why we saw that he didn't react with cannons and shield batteries until the all-in was already in his face. Right, it was already in his face. He was already facing down an all-in, and again, just late reactions, late realization for Art. GG. Whew. And with that, we're getting into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Tourmaline, and we'll see if Art can get a better read on what his opponent is up to. Bearing in mind, we're loading into a much smaller map, a much more aggressive map as well. All-ins are not just favored, all-ins are expected on Tourmaline. So hopefully Art can actually catch wind of that sort of thing, and might even take a safer approach as well. Let's go. Oh my god, my green screen is falling apart. Oh no, space is seeping out into the room. Not like this. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the orange Zerg player, the orange Zerg himself, representing Stowny Bulls, leading the series 1-0. It is GgMaChine. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Quasar. It is Art. Let's go. Let us go. And again, it doesn't make sense that GgMaChine would resort into an all-in just because of the heavy losses he had in the early to mid-game. To lose those drones, to lose the expansion as well, he was forced into being hyper-aggressive. As trying to macro from there, he would just play from behind. So he committed. And again, Art did not realize. That's what that one now is going to be settling into Tourmaline. Again, much smaller map, a shorter rush distance by ground. 3 base and 2 base all-ins are expected on this map, so we'll see how Art does adjust. We should be seeing something a little bit safer, and hopefully he does give a little bit more attention to scouting. Now, on the flip side, you could be aggressive yourself. Instead of going for an all, or instead of defending against an all-in, you could be the one yourself to go for something more aggressive, like Glaive Adepts. It's a risky maneuver to go for, but there are some Protoss players that do prefer that style. To be the aggressor instead. We'll see. And the eyes are on Art. Now players are just opening up, soon getting into our tech of choice. We'll keep an eye on the pylon placement, and we'll keep an eye on the tech of choice. So based on its placement, it should be a Stargate opener here from Art. Usually if you go for a Twilight Council opener, the pylon is hidden a little bit further behind the mineral line, or off towards the center here of all these bases, just to make it a little bit more difficult to scout. So it should be Stargate. Likewise, hopefully this time GgMaChine can tighten up his early game defense. Remember, it was a rough start, and it almost felt like a forced 3-base all-in there out of GgMaChine due to all those early losses. So we gotta lock in. Well, there's that Stargate. Stargate back at home. Adept does shade across the map. And we'll try and do a better job at just keeping up with the aggression of Art as well. We'll try to keep up. The Overlord does back in. And we'll confirm the Stargate, and we'll confirm the initial Oracle opener as well. Again, it's not uncommon to see, say, a Void Ray start. Oh, as we do get around, very nice round here from GgMaChine. I believe one link, one link goes down for an Adept, a better trade for the Zerg. Artie gets caught out. Already GgMaChine getting much more comfortable, as the Overlord will not get away. It does supply block for a moment. And this arc can now expand. Oh. Does attempt to. That's a big investment out of our Zerg player. 14 lings on the way. And that is the Twilight Council before the expansion. We were mentioning earlier last game how the council was actually quite early for Art, and that's why I was speculating it was going to be Charge, but it ended up being early Blink instead. This time, a much earlier Twilight Council, no Forge in sight, higher chance it's going to be Glaive Adepts. As we're throwing down extra gateways. No Forge in sight, not yet. Remember, 14 links were made. It does hit the third. Oracles a poke in. Queens are in position. And the links get a surround. Oh, a brutal surround here. Adept does fall. Some awkward positioning here from GgMaChine. He shouldn't get much more than this. Yeah, becoming a little bit wasteful here. He might get one Adept. Oh, it does force a shade. Oracles they look for a way in. Lair has begun. And where is that Glaive Adepts? Again, big delay on Glaives. Artie has the money for it, and finally it does begin, but very late here. Artie was distracted by the Ling harass, he was distracted by his own aggression across the map as well, and Glaives is starting much later than it should have. much later. And every second counts. The longer this game goes on, the weaker that the Glaive Adepts are going to be. Now back at home, we don't have any roaches. True, so Adepts, they have potential for damage, but GgMaChine is being safe, going for the early Baneling Nest. It is not uncommon for Zerg players to skip the nest, just skip it entirely and just go pure Ling Hydra. But our Zerg players playing safe. So it's getting the nest. And from here, we're just building up into eventually Ling Main Hydra. Meanwhile, the Adepts are coming. Adepts are shading across the map. I believe the Zergling did just scout, but we need Banelings to defend. Without Banelings, there's no hold. There's no hold here. Adepts are coming. Once again, does confirm. Banelings now morphing in, but there's not that many. Okay, there we go. 9 Banelings morphing in, but is it too late? Is this too late a response? We do get a full wall just in time. Queens are holding their own. And the Banelings are coming. So do barely re-wall in time. Don't commit. Ooh, does cancel. GgMaChine coming in for the surround. Can he lock him down? Up, he can. No, he locks down the Adepts. Some massive connections. Banelings, they crash on in. Oh, they crash into half the Adepts. Yeah, a little bit lopsided here as not all Banelings were together. But overall, a strong defense. Yeah, it cleans everything up. He cleans everything up. All the Adepts go down at 0 economic damage. I mean, sure, he forced out a wall, I suppose. He forced some cancellations. But outside of that, GgMaChine, he does hold. And remember, Art, he sacrificed the Forge, +1, a Blink, Temple Archives, Gases, Saturation. He was invested. He was so heavily invested into those Adepts, and they weren't worth it. It was not worth it in the end. Art falls behind. And GgMaChine is droning. Honestly, he could counterattack. He could just commit into a big all-in, into a 3-base all-in, but no, GgMaChine, he's getting a 5th expansion, taking extra gases, droning up, and teching into Hive and into Lurker tech. So our Zerg players just getting further ahead. Again, I wouldn't be opposed to just going for a big 3-base all-in, similar to last game. I feel like that would be quite successful here, but instead, nah, just getting further ahead and getting into Lunkers. Now, hopefully GgMaChine isn't too passive. In this moment, he can be active on the map. He can threaten the expansion, threaten Art, and make him a little bit more tentative when it comes to expanding. But so far, GgMaChine staying at home. Storm is now done. Ooh, and we are rushing into the Fleet Beacon. Again, this is a bold move here for Art, but he is behind, right? Like Art, he knows that he's in a rough position. He knows that he has no presence on the map. He's stuck at home defending, so may as well rush into Tempest as quickly as possible. The problem here, as we have our second Stargate, but the problem is that Lurkers will hit first. Not just Lurkers, Hive Tech Lurkers. The Hive upgrades are on the way. High Templar have been spotted. And the goal for GgMaChine should be to kill with that Lurker timing. If he fails to, then the Skytels can come into play. As we have more Lurkers morphing in. We have just 4 so far. Soon to be 8. GgMaChine does catch the Oracles. Ooh, 2 Oracles go down. Nice stasis. Stasis does go up, but the Lurkers are in position. Yeah, they're threatening the 4th base. And moves away from the storms. At the same time, massive Ling run by here at the 3rd. 6 probes going down. So far, nice damage. Getting up to 8 probe kills. Banelings are waddling in as well. Oh, the slow Banes! Oh my god. Doesn't quite get into the mineral line, but that's still 10 workers and the base will fall. Yeah, zones back the army. Will kill the expansion. As Lurker range is complete, we have our first wave of Tempest on the way. To answer that, we do have the Vipers. The Vipers are coming. Tempests are revealed. It looks like there was some counter damage here. Bit of a Zealot run by. There was a counterattack. Art is slowly maxing out with more Tempest. Again, we're still waiting for the Vipers. They're still gathering energy. This is giving Art more time. And this Spire is a bit late. Yeah, once a 4th race is killed, that would have been the ideal moment for a Spire. GgMaChine is ahead, that is true, but he does not have the best anti-Skytoss army. Not yet. And we're building up to 5 Tempest. Free damage. Tempest, they kill Lurker. Vibes are moving in. Shows up, he backs. Oh, gets 1, gets 2. Yeah, it does take down 2 Tempests. Only sniping 1 though. Yeah, there's just too much. There's just too much here. GgMaChine gets overwhelmed. Bleeds out 5, soon to be 6 Lurkers. Has to get the hell out of here. At the same time, a decent link counter-attack, but there's so much side defense. And no, he just pushes. Yeah, he just commits. He commits across the map, and no Corruptors to defend. We're just building up more Lurkers, more Hydras, but there might just not be enough. Yeah, not enough here. Down to 0 Lurkers. Hydras, they try to start forward. Massive Storms, does lunge in. Oof. Yeah, Storms do zone him back. GgMaChine trying to hold on. As Lings, they do break into the main. Okay. Break into the main base. 2 more Storms. Oh good. Yeah, massive damage on the Hydras, but Lings, they flood in. They get on top of the High Templar. Templar go down. Stalkers as well. And with reinforcements, GgMaChine, he is holding. Whew. Yeah, it does barely hold on. 15 probes went down across the map, but reinforcements were delayed for Art. Even going for the Nidus in his face. Bold move. Oh, the High Templar, he wants them. They get away. Yeah, the Templar get away. Nice lunge away here from GgMaChine. The Nidus was a bit ambitious. But he holds. He holds on, and that was it. That was all that Art had. Art was basically all in. Remember, he has no 4th. The 4th base was killed, and there is no backup 4th base. It was all or nothing there for Art. He was all in. The all-in failed, and now he's stuck with the bare bones army. He's got 3 Tempests. He's got a couple of High Templar, 1 Immortal. It's barely an army. And GgMaChine, he can afford to trade. Even inefficiently. We'll lose a Lurker. Committing further in. Just zoning back the army, making his way into the natural. Nice lunge. Going for the production. Even kind of the army within Lurker range as well. Oh no, the High Templar! Throws out the Storms. Every Templar goes down. And again, GgMaChine, he has done it. He has broken his opponent. GG gets called, and GgMaChine, he will claim the series 2-0. Whew. GG, well played. He will claim the series. Again, Art, he did build up a terrifying army, that is true, but Art had a really hard time getting into a longer and later game. He lost the 4th expansion. That Lurker timing was brutal, but remember, it was all kind of dictated before that. It all came down to the initial build of Art. What did Art do? He went into Glaive Adepts. Remember, he went into early Glaives, but Glaive Adepts were delayed. He was distracted with his own Adept harass, with his own Adept defense, and with his Oracle harass, so he was late when it came to starting and finishing Glaive Adepts, and because of that, I mean, that also played into how little damage they dealt. They killed 0 drones. 0 drones went down. That is why GgMaChine had such a strong mid-game, because he had the advantage of having 5 bases, having full saturation, and having all that tech. Art was playing from behind because the Forge was late, +1 was late, Blink was late, Storm was delayed, the 3-base saturation was lackluster as well. Like, it was just a really, really rough start there for Art for opening up Glaive Adepts. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. Oh, I also just realized that. There we go. Just fixing up GgMaChine's race logo. But with that, he will claim the series. He will advance on 2-0 into the next round, and let's catch up on that bracket. Let's